Are you trying to live frugally? Hey, I've got 5 frugal living tips for you today that I live by every day, and you can still have a wonderful life. Stay tuned. Hey, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies, and I love to talk about all different ways in your life to save money, create a better retirement for you, whether you retire at 30 or 80, whatever you want in life. It's your life, you decide. But I would like to help you by giving you what I've found to be things that work really well for me. And today we're going to be talking about frugal living. I actually have 5 frugal living tips. Pardon me if I mispronounce the word frugal. For some reason, it's one of those words that's a tongue twister for me. And I've avoided using that word extensively, but today I get to use it a lot. So forgive me right up front. Okay, so let's get into our frugal living tips. The number one that I have for you here is frugal means reviewing your expenses on a regular basis. Larger purchases even require more consideration. A lot of people think that frugal and cheap are the same thing, and they are not. Being cheap is just being cheap. Being frugal is being wise how you spend your money. You're still spending your money, but it's being wise on where you put it. You need to, when you're making purchases, especially large purchases, to be very frugal, very spend wise when it comes to making larger purchases. Let me give you a really good example. We'll sit and argue over $5 on a purchase. Oh, if I could just save this $5, and I'm guilty of it too. You go to purchase something, and you're buying it from somebody else. Oh, are you willing to take $150 instead of $200? And we'll squabble over a few bucks, and we'll spend a lot of time on it. Be wise on how much time you spend when you're negotiating, especially on large purchases. Recently, my wife's vehicle died. It just plumb died. It wasn't worth fixing anymore. We got everything out of it we could. It was ready to send it off to car heaven and get her another vehicle. I spent about 3 months poking around looking for the right vehicle for her that is going to be inexpensive to run, because that's part of frugality as well. Looking at your expenses in all ways and forms, especially ones that you just continue to happen, like buying gas for the car, that are good on repairs, that is a proven vehicle, but I don't want to break the bank buying that vehicle. Originally, we decided at the end of last year to put a deposit down on a new vehicle. And I hate buying new. I really do. And I'm digging into one of my other points later, but I'm going to pop into it anyhow. It's always better to buy used, because used you can save a few bucks. And usually you can find used really good. Now it takes a little more diligence, but you can do that. But that's a part of being frugal as well. When you're buying the car, they love to talk about it's only going to cost you an extra $50 a month, or $50 bi-weekly, or $75, or whatever it is. Initially, your brain goes, well, that's not too bad. $50 is not too much. And it's easy to go, yeah, sure, that's great. Yeah, I'll take that extra warranty package. Yeah, I'll take that undercoating and that ceramic coating and all these wonderful things. But you need to ask yourself, what's the whole number? When I asked the person who was pitching all this to me at the car dealership, I said, what's the whole numbers on these extras? And they didn't understand what I was saying. How much is it going to cost me? Oh, it's only an extra $50. No. I want to know, if I paid for it today cash, what do I got to give you cash today to buy that? And that extra $50 a month for the warranty was an extra $4,000 at the end of the day. And when you saw the whole number on how much it is, and you got to remember too that if you have to borrow a bit of money to buy that vehicle, you're paying more on that too, because you got to pay for the cost of borrowing that money. It makes you rethink the purchase. When I bought my last vehicle about 10 years ago, I made a horrendous mistake, and that was I went, oh yeah, get the warranty and get this, and it raised the price of the car by over $10,000, and I didn't even know it, because I didn't ask for the whole numbers. So ask for the whole numbers, negotiate those. Second point here is frugality can be stressful if we don't know where our money is actually going. People hate writing budgets. To me, a budget is like trying to diet without using a bathroom scale. It becomes very stressful because you don't know where your money is. All of a sudden, you feel like you're short all the time. You don't know if you got enough money, and there's bills coming out and things are happening in your account. You don't have control of your account anymore. The mortgage company wants to take the money right out of your account. The car loan company wants to take the money right out of your account. So what happens is you have a lot of things happening. If you have a budget, you know when A, it's coming out, B, how much it is, and C, that you can make sure the money's there. Stress is relieved exponentially. And once you've set up a budget, it's not something you got to rewrite every 2 weeks. You write a budget that works for your pay period, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it is, and you're done. Now just duplicate that in your spreadsheet of choice, whether you use Google Docs or Excel, your business. Easy peasy. And once you start using that budget, you get a pretty good feeling of where your money is, and it takes so much stress off and allows you to be wisely frugal, as I like to call it. Allows you to be wisely frugal because now you can look at all the line items on your expenses and go, like paying a lot of money for internet services, paying a lot of money for insurance. I recently reduced my life insurance and my wife's life insurance because I'm now 60, so my life insurance went and popped up. My wife is in her 50s. It had already popped up a bit then. And we're putting a lot of money to life insurance. And I looked and said, we've saved enough that we don't need as much life insurance to shore us up. Maybe it's time we let some of it go. And I let go of, over half of my life insurance because we really didn't need it anymore. And I reduced my life insurance in half. And as time goes on and we save more, there's going to come a time that doesn't make sense for my wife to have life insurance anymore. One day, it's not going to make sense for me to have it anymore, but I wouldn't know that unless I'm constantly reviewing those things. And that allows me to be frugal, but also still pay for things, enjoy life, etc. Third one, and I did talk about it a little bit earlier, was buy used whenever you can. For example, I was talking about buying another vehicle for my wife. I bought a used vehicle. I bought it from a reputable dealer. Yes, I probably paid a little bit more for that, but at least I have some storefront that I can go to and say, hey, I have a problem. And they have to back it up. Buying used allows you to save a lot of money. Do look around. Another example I can give you on a smaller purchase was I was looking around, and this is actually very tangible. I was looking around for a lawn spreader to spread the fertilizer because I really needed to find a way to get fertilizer on my lawn because I didn't want to pay a lawn company to come do it. That is the most expensive option at the end of the day. So I went looking, and a cheap lawn spreader from the local hardware store was almost $150, and I went, that is ludicrous. It is a plastic bucket with the ability to spread the fertilizer around. Why is it so much money? I don't understand. And it didn't look that great either. Like it looked like it was going to break the second use. So what I did was I started going on to local used rags in my area, and I found somebody close by who was moving into a retirement home, and he had a really high-end spreader. He probably paid in today's money about $250 for it. How much did I pay? Paid $35 for it. Sold. And I saved myself well over $100, and I got a better lawn spreader in the process, and it works perfectly. Sometimes you go to see used stuff and it's crap. Discern between what's good and what's bad. My fourth point is make sure that everybody you live with is on board with your frugality plans. If they are not, it's going to be a tense life for you, and you don't want that. You want to get everybody on board and let them know what is the reason why. Why am I saying no to things for the greater good? Hey, I'm saying no because I want to have that great vacation in Hawaii this winter. Are you on board, my darling? My wife or my spouse or my kids. And we actually did that one year. We decided we didn't buy any extras. We stopped eating out literally for a year. We took all that extra money and we saved it up to have a wonderful 1-month vacation with my wife's family in South Africa. It was wonderful. It was brilliant. But we all knew what we were working towards. We all were looking at the prize. We didn't buy Christmas present. We saved all that money and we had a brilliant vacation. But if I had just said, oh yeah, we're going to go to South Africa, and oh, by the way, we're not buying tacos tonight. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. People are going to be like, come on, man, this is not fun. But once everybody's on board and has an understanding of why, it's very easy to be frugal with purpose. Now, before we get into our bonus, and you want to hear this bonus because I think this is something that's very understated when people talk about frugality. Be sure to stick around for the bonus. Be sure to subscribe. It really helps me out. This channel's starting to grow, which is fantastic. Please leave comments, good, bad, otherwise, but leave constructive comments. It does help me out. Things you're wondering about, maybe points I might have left out. It's easy for me to make mistakes in these videos. So it's important for me to hear your feelings on it and your point of view, because we all live slightly different lives, and that's cool. I love that. Subscribe. That way you can see my videos in your recommended feed of YouTube. But let's get into our bonus. And I think this bonus is so understated in the world of frugality. In the beginning, I mentioned that being frugal and being cheap are two different animals. Being frugal means being wise with your money and spending it wisely. Being cheap means you don't spend your money at all and you take away from life to be cheap. A good example of this in fiction is The Christmas Carol, where Scrooge was a miserable buzzard and he had no life and he was unhappy. He has a mountain of cash, but he has no friends, no family, no life. It's important to balance life with your frugality. I purposely, in my budget, have a line item that's fun money. I take out a certain amount every month. I actually take it out in cash. That way I cannot overspend. If it's gone, it's gone. And it's for pizza, it's for movies, it's for a fun night out, it's for whatever. And it's enough that we can have at least one night a week where we can go and have some fun. Now, do we go to the steakhouse every Friday? No, I would kill that budget in 2 weeks. So we will be frugal on our choices of where we go. We will go to have burgers instead of going to have steak. You're still fed. But then every once in a while we save up that little extra money at the end of the month and go have steak. And that's the way we do it. But we need to balance life with our frugality. It really sucks if we don't have a life. It's easy to go from frugality to being cheap. It's so easy. I'm guilty of it. Now you're saying no to everything. No, can't spend money. But frugality means you've actually have your budget. You know what you're spending. You spend it wisely. That way you can have a life and enjoy life, because you got to have life. And there's one person I'm listening to right now on YouTube, and he advocates taking about 20 to 30% of your money, and that's your fun money. I don't spend that much. I probably spend about 5 to 10% of my budget on fun, and I have a lot of fun. So I balance that out. Maybe if I was earning less money, I was a young guy starting out, it would be a lot. Like it would be 20%. But it allows me and my wife to have fun, and I can be generous with my friends. I can take them out to dinner. I can take my family out. We can do stuff, get presents for my granddaughter, etc., etc., etc. Lets us live life. And I feel like I can do that because I'm not thinking, well, where's the money going to come from? And I got to use a credit card for everything, because that sucks. Hope you enjoyed this video. And I have another video showing right now that talks about how to save money in 2024. Very good video. I put it out earlier this week, and you got to go watch it. There's some really great points. If you're interested, go check out that other video. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.